Hi there. I just want to do a talk, and this obviously it's quite meditative, but it's quite a serious talk this as well. But I will just want to start off by saying that everything, obviously I say this all the time, is going in the direction of, there's a global excuse me, awakening going on. But the name of the game to control society, and what the system has been trying to do, is to play a game of counterintelligence. Now, counterintelligence is something that I talk about quite a bit, and it's simply distracting you from what they're doing, basically. That's why they've got to have different sports or different things that pull your attention. These things aren't bad, but they pull you away from where the system's going. And just now, where the system is heading is in a direction of trying, because they know, the system knows that the world is awakening. And when one person has an unexpected spiritual awakening like I did, even my mum said the personality is not the same personality. So that's one person, and the system knows that if enough people, won't wake up, then it's game over for them. And so that's why the smart grid is being put out there in the television adverts for climate action, and they're trying to impose this on you. It's not because they're worried about climate change, because the adverts that come up is about 5G to help climate change. 5G is a military weapon, right? A military weapon. And people that would experience this military weapon would feel like their skin is burning. That's what 5G is. And and people, there's even this stuff has been news. I mean, I don't watch the news, but people have told me that 5G has been in the news, and people are aware of what it is, because the system wants to frighten you. But now what's going on is the system is desperate to get to their end goal because of people awakening now. So the system is in panic. That's why they're making it obvious now, like on television adverts about 5G to help climate change. That's not going to help climate change. But they're making it obvious what their game is. To basically dumb down society. They want a world that is run by artificial intelligence. And they want a world, their dream would be to have a world that's run by AI, and to have the human brain connected to it, so human thought is no more. So free expression is no more. They want a narrowed down, opinion-based thinking society. Because the system that does it at the top is a demonic system. If you want to know what the devil is, look around you at all the people on their smartphones. Taking pictures. The only time couples are really together now is when they take a selfie of each other. Every other time they're on their phones. This is the reality. This is this is the way that it is. But there's also an awakening happening as well. And the awakening is more attractive than what the system offers, you see. It offers infinite abundance. It offers happiness. It offers prosperity. It offers you to ascend to your tantric life force energies, which means that you will no longer need an external person or thing to make you feel whole within you. And the system knows with this the game of distractions is over, because people won't rise to it anymore. And that's why it's looking so obvious now, the system's goal. Their goal is make everyone believe in climate change. Then what do you then you get them to then you offer them the solution, which is the smart grid, which leads to connecting the human brain to artificial intelligence, and they want this by 2030. And this is called Agenda 2030. That's what Agenda 2030 is. It's a cyber attack, not just like on this picture. Why? And people would say, why would a rational system do it? Because the system's not rational. It's not rational. They're not in the right minds. That's what it's like. They're not in the right minds. It's a bit like when you watch superhero movies and the bad guy is just like crazy. They're just thinking crazy. They don't think like rational and logical and common sense. Because the real force that's doing it is demonic, like I say. And the demonic force is doing this and trying to rush this AI grid, because what kills demons and demonic entities and that kind of energy is awakened energy, right? And then the energy has to change into love, but it can't stay demonic. And demonic energy is very fearful, very ego-based. And remember, when the ego's crazy, it's just crazy, isn't it? Someone's in their ego, they just go crazy. And that's what's going on. Anyone that talks about demons and demonic entities knows that they say that it's not from this world, it can be anything out of this world, but also what kills it is love, because it's the opposite of love. But it doesn't actually kill it. Actually, when it interacts with it, it thinks it's dying, but it's actually returned to love, because nothing actually dies, but that's for another video. But back to this counterintelligence and what's going on. Yeah, there's a global awakening happening, and the system is panicking because they know it's over for them, right? And so things are naturally changing. That's why in Britain now you can buy CBD, and if you look around you, you see people on their smartphones, but also there's a lot more people talking about spirituality, ascension, and development of that nature than ever before. The age of Aquarius. And this is what's going on, and the system knows this. So that's what's really happening. A transition where people are awakening. And once you get too many people awake, the system is naturally changing its form to, as John Lennon once said, power to the people. And that's what's going on. But the name of the game to try and control society from the system is this counterintelligence and matrix society, which is just confused. The idea is to present you a bunch of numbers like in school and confuse you when everything's actually all one. Everything starts from nothing, so there's no numbers. But they do this to confuse you. There is no form, really. Everything starts from nothing, meaning if we're aware from nothing, that means that we're just awareness then. And there's no form to it, it's just imagination. And that we're all the same one thing. That's all, because nothingness is the same one infinity, so there can't be separation. But that's for another video, but I thought, it's necessary to explain that. But because the system's all about convincing us that we're divided, you see. Doesn't want oneness and togetherness. It wants division. This is why countries are there. If you watch a game of football, that's an example of how the system divides and rules. That's exactly like it. You've got two teams, and they divide them, call them different names, and then put them against each other. That's what they do with countries. Divide and rule, divide and conquer. But that game is changing to oneness because of the global awakening. This is why the system, like I say, is in panic, and this is where everything's going. Everything is heading in the direction the system's trying to head it in the direction of AI controlling everything, but the awakening is spoiling the party, you see. Because the AI receives its knowledge through the internet, and the internet is getting filled up with information of the global awakening. And that's the problem. This is why they're trying to stop freedom of speech and the political correctness. That's to narrow down what you can say. System's trying their very best, but they're not winning. I feel like a bit of a news speaker on here, because I'm just like talking continually about what's happening, where everything's going, and where the awakening's happening, because I observe it. You know, I observe it, and I know what this awakening's done for me, and it's made me not even look outward for really much, if anything at all. And I was a person that was really, you know, when I was like 22 or something, my head was all over the place, you know, up, down, all time crazy. You're talking about total anxiety. And the personality changed because of this unexpected spiritual awakening, which was just a choice for me to go within myself. That was it. And then I started going through an amazing transformation. It's still ongoing. And that's where everything's heading. But I'm just going to leave it there. If you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Everything falls in divine order and divine timing. Thank you for watching.